Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the Ðoković International men's final. Let's bring the players onto court. First of all, please welcome from France, Monfils. They're accompanied by Sophia Johnson, one of our Ðoković future stars. And now, please welcome his opponent this afternoon, Ðoković. Is accompanied by Christina, one of our Ðoković future stars.
Guys, same condition as always. We have 4 crew of line umpires today. Net device, 3 challenges, 1 more in the tiebreak. If you want to challenge, please stop and let me know. If you have any questions, this is heads, this is tails, this is heads, this is tails. You call, guys? Heads. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good match, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Ðoković International finalist this afternoon, Monfils. 30-year-old Gael is the world number 16 with 6 ATP Tour titles to his name and more than 400 Tour victories since he turned pro after winning the Australian, French and Wimbledon junior titles in 2004. Gael has been a semi-finalist at Roland Garros and at the US Open, and today he is playing his first ever grass court ATP final. As our number 2 seed, Gael had a bye in round 1, then defeated Cameron Norrie 6-3, 6-2, Bernard Tomic 7-6, 6-love, and in yesterday's semi, Gael came through an epic 3-set encounter with compatriot Richard Gasquet. His opponent from Serbia, Ðoković. Novak is a wild card entry to the Ðoković International this week. He's our number 1 seed and he's playing Eastbourne for the first time. Novak goes into Wimbledon next week as the number 2 seed. It's a tournament he has won 3 times, along with 6 Australian Opens, 2 US Open titles, and 1 at Roland Garros. Novak has not dropped a set this week. After a bye in round 1, he defeated Vasek Pospisil 6-4, 6-3, Donald Young 6-2, 7-6, and in yesterday's semi-final, he overcame Daniel Medvedev 6-4, 6-4. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ðoković International men's singles final, Monfils and Novak Ðoković. David Steiner from Argentina is our umpire. David, it's over to you.
Three minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Novak Djokovic looking really composed. Yes, he's enjoyed his week here, but he'll enjoy it even more if he picks up
1 minute.
another title. Head-to-head, not strictly true. I mean, it is in essence true. He's won 13 successive matches, but he did lose their first match, Djokovic to Monfils. That was in 2004 in a futures event in Italy. Monfils beat him 6-2 in the third. Interesting, because at that stage, they were virtually juniors, and Monfils was the #1 junior in the world. He carried all before him. He won Wimbledon, he won the Australian Open, he won Roland Garros, and he lost in the third round of the US Open when he was going for the Grand Slam to Viktor Troicki. Djokovic, at that stage, not as big a talent, but it has somewhat changed
Ladies
over the
and
years.
gentlemen,
As
Gael
seniors.
Monfils
Massive
won
for
toss
Gael here.
and chose to serve.
First final since winning Washington last year. It's his first ever final on grass. Through your thoughts?
Yes, of course, as a junior, if you're a big junior, you tend to have a great advantage, and I would suggest that was probably the case then. Monfils, when he was a junior, was probably as tall as he is now. And what has happened since then, of course, is that Djokovic has made this amazing growth in the game and has become, well, for years, the very best player in the world, which says something, given the other players around him like Murray and Federer and Nadal. He's not at his best now. In the past, Monfils has not had a liking for grass, but I think he must have developed that surely as a result, particularly of his win over Gasquet yesterday. And I think he's a very dangerous opponent, providing the wobble and the hobble on the knee translates into a nobble against Djokovic, because he's got to do something different against Djokovic from the way he normally plays. And I think if he lands big serves, interesting that he won the spin of the coin, elected to serve. He very often doesn't do that, elects to receive. So he's entering this match, I think, with a positive frame of mind. And I think we're going to see some serve volleying from him, some very big play from Monfils. That, frankly, is the only way, really, providing he can adjust his game and play some extraordinary other stuff as well to beat Djokovic.
Well, we went out and saw him practice, and he was really hamming it up for the camera. Whenever the camera was on him, he started limping and was laughing away. But when the camera was away, he was hitting the ball well, but he, interestingly, he wasn't trying to move too much. Whether that was just prevention or just protection, we'll see. But it will be Monfils to start. We hope he's as near 100% as possible, because this could be a cracking final. The numbers 1 and 2 seeds in the tournament, the number 2 to begin. And it's impossible to overestimate the serve and how important it is in this match.
Absolutely, he's playing the best returner in the world, so he can hit through him and past him. Interesting routine he's got as he tests the sun here before he starts his matches on this court.
He's trying all sorts of different positions. He's not happy with any of them.
Djokovic indicating that he's still there.
Yes. Well, that was encouraging. Not the last shot from Djokovic, but the movement of Monfils looked to be fine.
30-15.
Typical Ðoković, so consistent.
Yes, and I think it's fair to say it's typical Monfils too, because that's the way he usually plays when you see him on a hard court or a clay court.
So it's break point for the #1 seed.
He's only lost his serve twice during the week, Monfils.
Ðoković.
Yeah, the sun was causing him as much problems as anything there. I expect him to serve a lot better when he switches ends. Sod's law as far as he's concerned, because when Ðoković is about to serve in a moment, the sun's gone in. Quite a bit of cloud cover, I think, coming across.
Yes, not enough first serves. Every point other than one, Ðoković received the second serve and was able to take the point. I know people sometimes find it boring if you're talking in percentage terms, but there's a 30% difference between winning points on first and second serve for Monfils.
Well, the sun is back out. See how Ðoković copes.
Love.
Ðoković too has only been broken twice all week.
That's a beautiful shot. Hit with pace and just the right amount of dip.
30-15.
Ball kid going back to his mark. That was a little sluggish, that movement. That's not typical Monfils.
15.
It's fascinating the way they stand preparing to return. Ðoković, when he returns, has the feet wide apart. Monfils, as you can see, not at all.
Game Ðoković. Ðoković leads 2-0.
Last meeting was at the US Open in the semi-final, where Monfils did so well to get to that semi. Took a set off Ðoković, but lost in 4.
Yes, you're talking about his feet being close together. Just notice how close together they are on his service action.
Well, the challenge, but Ðoković is not going to challenge. And that is surprising, because if that got the side of a line, it would have been only a slither.
Third love. .30-15.
Very good signs in terms of Djokovic's backhand down the line. It's always rated one of his best shots, but he struggled with it quite a bit this week.
.40-15. Okay, Monfils.
Well, we wondered if Monfils would start quickly out of the blocks. That hasn't been the case. That was a little more encouraging.
Ðoković leads 2 games to 1.
2-1. So that'll be heartening after a bit of a chastening start, getting broken in his opening service game.
Yes, I was just wondering what serve he would use when he entered that game, because he's got the option of real power down the middle of the court, where the serves are generally rated as fast as anything, or else he can take off a bit of pace and swing it wide. That last serve was 126 miles an hour, but it was directly wide. He didn't have much curve in it at all, and it's a very, very difficult serve to hit. So a couple of aces to his name. That's a good sign.
Sit quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
So Ðoković with an early break. Virtually a full house again. A lot of people went out to get a cup of tea and something to eat in between the finals.
That's another encouragement. The cross-court forehand of Ðoković
15 love.
at his best. I was convinced that was his best shot. And for some months now, he's not been using it well at all. The forehand has been a bit iffy.
Yes, it was particularly the case, wasn't it, early on against Medvedev yesterday. Went through a patch of not being able to hit one at all.
Yeah, similarly against Donald Young, who had 2 set points in the second set against Ðoković.
.30-15.
We've got used to the bouncing of the ball by Ðoković, but particularly in the last 2 weeks, because Marin Cilic last week at Queen's, where he lost in the final to Lopez, bounced the ball not as much as Ðoković, but a lot more than he normally does.
Magnificent shot.
Well, this is twice that Ðoković has come into the net, and twice he's been bulleted really by Monfils. Once cross-court, once down the line. That'll surely put him off coming in.
Challenging an amazing rally. How Ðoković kept in the rally with the ball being lashed at him time after time.
Yes, the same to say. I thought this was out. It'd be interesting. I just got the line. He deserves it because how he was able to keep up that speed of shot.
Yes. Mr. Ðoković has 2 challenges remaining.
Of mind from Ðoković there, just to flip that up over and down.
Advantage, Ðoković.
Yes, not an easy shot to control. There's always the pressure of knowing that Monfils is the fastest man on the circuit. So you've got to play those really well. One reason why he would be inclined to play it at all is the fact that Monfils plays his tennis from a long way behind the baseline.
Game Ðoković.
A good hold because Monfils is growing in this match, even though it's 3-1 against him.
3 games to 1.
It's turning into the final we'd hoped for.
Yes, that one rally alone, worth seeing time and time again.
This is fabulous stuff from Monfils.
15 love.
22 shots in that. And again, he just keeps hitting them in, Monfils. Gets a free flight.
Fascinating that he didn't practice until about half an hour before the match started. Listening to Miles, you know, he doesn't have the problem of getting warm, cooling off, warming up again. He's warm. And yet he didn't start too well in this match, first couple of games.
No.
30-15.
30 love in his opening game, but then too many missed first serves.
Big surprise, that.
40-15.
Yeah, shaking his head. He certainly had the ability to hit it in, particularly going to the backhand. He doesn't have to be quite as accurate as when approaching in the forehand.
Shot against Monfils' pace. Monfils on his haunches at the moment. Took a little bit out of him.
40-30.
Yes, this was good field by Ðoković, and it's daring really to play a couple of drop shots against Monfils, but didn't he get up well to that high ball, Monfils? Real basketball skills.
Yes.
Again, Monfils took a long time to get up, bent over. Coach is looking rather worryingly at him. Got to be that good to win the points at the moment against Ðoković. But again, look.
Advantage, Monfils.
Well,
Deuce.
I've so often seen Monfils in matches look as if he's down and out. And so I don't want to read too much into this. Bending over, he quite often does it.
Advantage, Monfils.
Right now, he wants to rally short.
Okay, Monfils.
That'll do. Ace number 3. 3-2, Ðoković.
Ðoković leads 3 games to 2.
Well, he is playing better, Monfils, that's for sure. But at what cost? He might rue that opening game, which Ðoković broke.
Yes, and Ðoković certainly, even though he was extended to deuce in his last service game, seems to me to be serving a little bit more confidently. And of course, that's very important for him. We talk about Monfils retrieving the ball, almost neglecting Ðoković, but I'm sure most of you realize why. It's because we're all so used to seeing Ðoković getting the ball back and playing long, extended rallies. Par for the course.
Quite amazing movement.
Time. Sit quickly, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Another thing I've noticed this week, Crew, is that Ðoković, on whatever surface in the last couple of years, even when he was #1 in the world, he used to slip an awful lot. He's not slipping. Well, occasionally he's sliding and there's a tiny slip, but he seems more comfortable.
You're dead right. It always seemed to be a problem with his shoes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Always looking at his shoes and blaming his shoes, whether it was in Australia or New York or anywhere. But you're right. He's got a better soul.
Very good.
15 love.
It's his first ace.
Yeah, so just the 4 against Medvedev.
Up. 30 love.
He's telling a Frenchman to shut up, as he said.
I would imagine that Monfils and Tillström converse in English. He speaks obviously very good English. Tillström, a Swede.
Game Ðoković.
Another love service game for Ðoković. He's dropped just 4 points on his serve so far.
Ðoković leads 4 games to 2.
As we've said throughout the week, you never know with Monfils. He could suddenly ignite on return and the break's gone. First he has to hold. Under the serve volley action.
Yeah, it's good to see. This is how he started the match against Gasquet, so I thought we'd see a lot more of it. And of course, most of these people are such excellent passers. It's not easy to keep it up.
Fifteen-all. Out 15-30.
Got to be careful now. A drop here and the set's gone for sure.
Now hold your breath for the second. Perfect.
Wonderfully constructed point.
I don't think I've seen Ðoković play a more confident point off the ground than that.
15-40.
Forehand, backhand, and then his signature shot, the backhand drop shot. So playing a lot further back.
30-40.
Four aces. Oh. 136 miles an hour out wide.
Yes.
So 2 break points saved.
No.
It only makes you purr when he plays like this.
Advantage, Ðoković.
I mean, this is a fine approach shot. Ðoković, obviously, from the corner of his eye, had seen Monfils coming in, knew what he had to do, but to do it like that.
Yes.
3 break points well saved, although Ðoković won't see that last one like that.
Yes, I think it was a slightly iffy bounce off the line, hence the look.
Advantage, Monfils. Monfils.
Couple of aces in the game. It's back at his band of supporters. A lot of French seem to be here, but it's the Serb who leads 4-3.
4 games to 3.
acknowledging his support. He did very well there because Djokovic looked as if he was about to pull the pin.
Playing terrific tennis, Djokovic, so it had to be that good from Monfils. And of course he can silence his enemies, stop them with that big serve of his. People have often said that he underutilizes it. He did through necessity there. I think it's time perhaps to say a little bit about this court and how terrific the bounce is. That one little iffy bounce off the line, that happens on any grass court. But the court is playing wonderfully well, which is why they're able to strike their ground stroke so confidently, not having to check at the last second.
So the conundrum
Time.
for Monfils is how to break the Djokovic serve. Seems to have got further and further away from doing so. Djokovic at the moment, 88% first serves in. He's missed just 2.
Okay, for service. Love.
7 points in a row on serve.
Love.
It's when he can be a bit casual, trying to do that little flick, because he had time to get the 2 hands on the ball.
Thirty 15.
Yeah, great return. More tentative there.
30.
Yes, a very interesting second serve, just 83, a very slow second serve, just kicking the ball in, feeling that Monfils is so far back that if it kicks to the backhand, he's not going to be hitting a clean winner. The forehand's another matter.
Oh. 30. Ðoković.
Well, he flattered to deceive. Occasionally happens with Gael Monfils.
Ðoković leads 5 games to 3.
Now the Frenchman will serve to stay in the first set.
Once more, a little bit frustrating for him because he really cracked that. It was like a rifle shot, that big forehand. Yet Djokovic's skills from the back of the court as such, he just forces you to play another one, usually from quite deep in the court.
15 love.
Something happened there. I don't think a string's gone. Not quite sure what it is.
Would surprise me if it had. He hit it so hard. Because he knows he's got to take risks with that forehand particularly.
Something came off. I think a little bandage came off. Oh, magical play from Novak Ðoković. Power and then wonderful control at full stretch.
15-13.
Yes, I think this was the key shot, that forehand, because that's the shot he's been missing. But this was real ballet, wasn't it? It was pathetic of high backhands.
And it was such a good return again.
15-14.
Looks like Monfils might have checked out of it, but it was almost impossible to deal with. Here are 2 set points for the #1 seed.
Monfils and Ðoković.
Top class. He's played some super tennis this week, but I don't think much better.
6 games to 3.
Well, a quite brilliant set, I think, by Ðoković. Certainly the best tennis he's played all week, and after all, that's what he's come here for, to win matches and to play better tennis. So, win or lose here today, the week's been worthwhile. There's always a bit of a risk, but it's paid off no matter what.
Wolf whistles. Totally impervious to that. First time, of course, that he's played a grass court tournament prior to Wimbledon. 7 years. You had your doubts through as to whether or not this was going to be the right move.
Yes, I didn't think it was, frankly, and said so.
And it still may not prove to be the right one.
Well, I think win or lose was what I was trying to put across, really. I think he's fine, because that set was good enough, and just tells me that Monfils is going to have to play absolutely superb to win the match.
One standard didn't give it the start, which was pretty revealing. This is his 26th final, Gael Monfils. He's won 6, lost 19 of the previous 25. I don't think it's stage fright. I think he loves the big occasion, but for some reason or another, it's just gone against him most of the time.
Now 15.
Well, by breaking the second time, of course, he's got his wish. I imagine it would be his wish to start serving Does have the sun to contend with, serving from that northern side.
The sun's out about 50% of the time, roughly, so it's tricky. Certainly tricky at the moment. Looking closely, I can't see any problem with Monfils' movement.
15 on.
No, I can't detect any either. Yes, he'll bend over, but that's typical Monfils. Inspecting the pitch.
-15.
Oops. Second time that's happened.
Attention.
Yes, trying to steer it rather than really hitting it. If there's any doubt, he should be hitting it, but giving himself more margin.
Sure, there'll be a lot of bouncing of the ball right here.
That's good play by Monfils.
Yes, he was challenging him to hit another one down the line.
You've just missed a backhand. I saw your reaction. I'll give you a few more.
First break point for the Frenchman.
For service.
Well, interesting change of direction.
Yes.
Because my opinion of Ðoković is that when he's at his best and he's down break points and big points to the left court, he serves at his best when he serves out wide as he did there. Whereas the net cord resulted in one serving down the middle.
Nasty slip. Didn't affect his shot. Wasn't a cleanly hit return from Monfils, was it? But it worked a treat.
Yes, the court's obviously bound to be a lot greener way to the side. It's a very big court, this centre court at Eastbourne. Big surrounds.
Second chance for Monfils then. Oh, yeah. Cutting it fine there. Virtually on the line.
But again, that good saving hard serve out wide on the backhand. Just 114 miles an hour.
The move forward did the trick.
Advantage, Ðoković.
Well, he's a bright man, but it doesn't always mean that you're a clever tennis player. But that was really good thinking with Monfils on the stretch, coming in suddenly, unexpectedly.
Ðoković.
Super elastic movement from Monfils. But even that wasn't enough. Ðoković holds, but for the first time, really, he had to really battle behind his serve.
Yes, and there may be disappointment for Monfils at not having taken the break of serve, but there should be real encouragement for him.
So there the bare stats don't look good from Monfils' point of view. Just the 4 winners. He'll be looking for a lot more than that. 11 unforced errors, well, you could normally take that, but
yes,
he's just not getting the winners. Ðoković is serving really good. Not on second serve, but there weren't many second serve points because he was serving at 80% first serves in, 80% first serves won.
Yeah, dead right of you, though, to pick out the winners, because that's where Monfils is going to turn this game around. Got to clear that net inside the lines with huge speed.
He was broken first up in the opening set. That's big for better here.
At first service. We have 15 love. Third love. Fourth love.
But he doesn't have many love service games because of his nature. Up 40 love, just go for it, no matter what.
Game, Monfils.
Well, he's starting to serve better. First serve percentage, which languished in the 50s, is now up at 68%.
One game on.
Carries on like that, he's got a real chance of turning this around, but he's got to keep it up. Good enough. That's why he might be sparing in the move forwards. Had a play on that though, misjudged it.
Love 15.
Yes, you're right. It was a perfectly good approach shot. It was deep. I think he expected Monfils to go for the angled backhand.
defence again from Ðoković. And credit to Monfils. He kept on board with it.
Well, Ðoković seemed out of the point but for his defence, but Monfils at times is just irresistible. This sort of power. Well, probably worthwhile going, but I think the first time in the match that Ðoković has had to play 3 successive second serves. Law of averages. Ðoković are going to kiss the net, I'm sure.
Good to see. He's a great guy, Gail, and he brings out the best in his opponents. Lovely moment. Opportune time to get some luck like that for Ðoković.
Yes, and in many ways he made his luck because it was a fine ground stroke from Monfils. Ðoković had to cover a lot of ground, make very solid contact, otherwise the ball would not have gone over the net.
Game, Ðoković.
Still, the standard remains remarkably
Ðoković
high.
leads 2-1.
Ðoković is set and 2-1. Is there a danger that he could peak too early as far as Wimbledon's concerned? I don't know if he's peaking now, but he's playing tennis of a very high standard.
Yes, I think in his case, I mean, there can be at times that applies to players, but I think in Djokovic's case, this is the mountain he's been looking to climb. This is the peak he wants to reach. And he's doing a pretty good job of it. Still danger in there. You can see the power that Monfils has. Djokovic's defense has got to be at its highest.
You can see his depth, very impressive.
Time.
So all going well, but he's having to work even harder now. Monfils, after an iffy start, really putting it together and taking the attack to Ðoković time after time. Seems that the knee problems, are they a thing of the past? It certainly looks that way. He's never far from an injury problem. He's had left knee problems, Achilles problems this year, had to withdraw from Miami, Monte Carlo and Rome. And in the past, problems with ankles, right knee, right shoulder, left wrist. And a lot of them born out from the way he plays. He asks an awful lot of his body, doesn't he?
Absolutely. The long rallies, it's almost as if he enjoys being out there, wants to be out there as long as he can.
Surprising pace again injected there. Even Ðoković not able to get out.
That 40 love, remember when he was 40 love in his last service game, he just had a wild whack at the ball. Well, they're single-handed backhand at full speed. Got it.
Okay, Monfils.
Crowd happier and happier. There must have been some doubt as to
2 games all.
whether or not Monfils would be able to play here. Of course, he didn't turn up till about 1:30 for his practice. But not only is he playing, but he's, well, the last half an hour has played really well. Just not won enough.
Love 15.
The Ðoković backhand landed just in, and I'm not convinced he's totally confident about making good strikes with that backhand. It could be an opportunity for Monfils.
No rhyme nor reason why he should miss that.
No, that's just ill discipline.
Thirty 15.
Sun's gone in. It's still a warm day, temperature around 22 degrees, but mostly cloud cover now. But once again, hardly any wind for Eastbourne. It has been an amazing week.
Well,
30.
First double.
yes, he's been serving more than his usual supply of doubles. I think 4 against Medvedev.
Poor shot.
Mr. Ðoković is challenging the corner right first line.
It's
Ball
down the
was
line
pulled
we're
out.
looking at, and it was wide. That's going to bring up a break point for Monfils. Ðoković not looking so assured, that's for sure right now.
Yes, a real hesitation on the
Ball
serve as
stands.
well, having
30,
served the
40.
double. Needs his
Mr. Ðoković has 2 challenges remaining.
big serve out wide here.
News.
It's a fine serve. Super rally and a punishing one.
Advantage. Ðoković.
Yes, get it back no matter how. All right, thumbs up.
Game Ðoković.
Much better serving from Novak Djokovic, and it bears fruit. Out of trouble. Another break point save.
Ðoković leads
And
3
he
games
leads
to 2.
3-2.
There's something missing in this match, Simon. I don't know whether you've noticed. Because Monfils has been very wary of them, the seagulls. And I was walking around earlier on, and they've got a few hawks. We can hear the gulls.
Yes.
And they've got a few hawks here to discourage the seagulls, and I wonder if they're doing their jobs.
Yes. Just you say that, you can hear for the first time. Tantalisingly close to the break then. He's got chances now on the Djokovic side. And as of now, not able to capitalise.
Time.
So, Monfils 2-3, holding serve at the moment more easily than his opponent.
Fifteen love.
Move in, did distract
15
Monfils
off.
there.
Yes, it was rather a meek and mild Monfils by his usual standards. Plenty of time to explode. Oh, that's poor by Djokovic.
Penalty 15.
First time the lid's come off the pressure cooker.
He knows when these second serves come, he's got to take advantage.
Ðoković up the court. Lovely flick of the wrists.
Well, it's unusual for Djokovic to play the drop shot to this side. He usually plays
40,
those down
15.
the line.
Correction. Game Monfils.
Well, it was close. No challenge. Ðoković had a look. Probably did get the outside of the line, but it's interesting that
3 games all.
Ðoković didn't challenge that.
Well, he's been under pressure in his last 3 service games, Ðoković.
First serve
15 love.
percentage may have dropped now in the 70s. Remember, it was in the 80s. He's still winning an awful lot of points when they go in.
Yes, his average during the week has been 68 first serves in.
A gust of wind didn't help
Third
Monfils there. It's very rare this afternoon, but there was one then. Just took him a bit wider than he thought.
Paid off.
30-15.
That did look tentative.
Yes, he knows with somebody coming in like that, it's a real risk that Monfils took. He's just got to, well, either pass him or certainly make him volley.
Well, the
bounces up just nicely high enough for him. It seemed to hang in the air for an eternity, the defensive lob.
Game, Ðoković.
Yes,
New ball, please.
Running out of patience there. So
Ðoković leads
still no
4
breaks in set
games
number
to
2.
3.
It's 4-3 to Ðoković. It's not as impressive from Ðoković in this set as it was in the first, but still good enough.
Yes, whether that's a case of Monfils just playing somewhat better, but I think a lot of it really just hinges on Djokovic's own mood and his own perspective, really, on his own game. I think it's very much a case of just playing his game and not really being too aware of what Monfils is doing, and it's just letting him down at times. With that last service game, a real help to the Serb. Helps when you start off positively the first point. That was the missed backhand with Monfils approaching the net.
Time.
Ðoković here in Eastbourne with a physio and a chef, but no coach. Andre Agassi coming on Monday to Wimbledon, apparently staying for a fortnight, but he's sorted out all his own problems here. Let's hear it for coaches for it, or maybe not.
Well, let's hope he has. He's a great admirer growing up of Pete Sampras, as were quite a few players, Ðoković.
Even his brother's not here this week. It's a late decision. He was thinking of letting it go. I think he did the right thing.
15 love. all.
Good early call by the umpire. Monfils, a great admirer of Arthur Ashe.
Yes, Arthur Ashe didn't quite play like Monfils.
15-30.
No. And I was saying the other day, he was 6.5 when Arthur Ashe died in 1993. So he wouldn't have seen him play much.
Yes, it was probably for all he brought to tennis off court, but he stayed in Monfils' mind.
Well, yes, and possibly what he's read about Arthur Ashe subsequently. Ðoković doing a complete about turn in that point.
Well, that'll be frustrating. Read it right, he was out there.
40-30.
Real surprise he didn't get that back. Too good.
Hey, Monfils.
Excellent ball striking from Gael Monfils.
4 games all.
Well, it's so much more dominant, really, the Monfils service games in this set. 4 service games have cost only 5 points. Ðoković has made very little impression on the Frenchman.
To lead on the Ðoković serve.
Love 15.
Monfils is building a stronger and stronger rapport with the crowd.
And that comes about, I'm sure, as a result of the terrific return of serve, just that sudden surge in confidence, feeling he can therefore do anything with the next shot. Got him. No.
30-15.
He thought so too.
Yes, they seemed a wide opening cross court. Ðoković attempting, well, did a bit of wrong footing, but the volley really didn't have any piercing with it.
Yes, the wind is making a real appearance now.
Thank you.
Gusts of wind quite a lot of the time. It's taken its time, but I think it's windier now than at any stage this week.
40-15.
.25 seconds they're allowed between points on the ATP Tour.
Did very well to get that back, Monfils, but I
40-30.
didn't imagine it would be a Ðoković mistake next up.
Yes, it was actually more worthwhile seeing what Monfils, because it was one of his unconventional backhands that he flicked back.
Ðoković waiting for the win now, but he might have to wait some time.
Ðoković.
So Ðoković holds, and he's a game away from the title.
Ðoković leads 5 games to 4.
Yes, when he signed up for this, I guess they would have told him about the Eastbourne win. He must have wondered what on earth they'd been talking about all week. And suddenly it's here.
Yes, and this is not its true self. I mean, it's blowing, but it's not exactly a gale. Thinking of Gale, another Frenchman now who surely is convinced that grass is not a bad surface for him, even though every now and again he gets down on his knees. But the thumbs up ought to reflect really his greater liking for the surface. You think of people like Pierlin, who made the Wimbledon final, and Gasquet's been through to the semi-final, and Grosjean, Clement through to the quarterfinals. They've all done their bits, let alone the women. Maresmo has won the title, Bartley has won the title.
Time.
Yet they resist having a grass court tournament in France.
So out goes Ðoković. He's never won a grass court tournament outside of Wimbledon.
15 love.
Much better return of serve there by Ðoković. That's part of his game that's just dropped off a wee bit here. He spotted the goal. Very aware of them as Monfils.
Ðoković anxious to get a wipe down. 2 points in the match now.
Yes, I think he's got to be softer on the ball, kids.
Did say please.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got a challenge. And this is
call right near sideline. Ball was called out.
Incredibly important challenge. Ðoković wanted confirmation before he sees it, but it's in. And how important is that? Crowd love it. It would have been match points if it had been out. But now it is match point.
30-40.
Needs that first serve now.
Thank you. Yes, Ðoković.
He came to Eastbourne. And he's conquered Eastbourne.
6-4.
A terrific week for Novak Ðoković. Monfils at times looked threatening, but there weren't enough of them. And Ðoković wins his first grass court title away from Southwest 19. Title number 68, his second of the year. And the love given and given back.
Appreciation, please, for our runner-up, Monfils.
Really good week for him.
Well, it's very worthwhile. I mean, I've got to be pleased for the crowd here, pleased for ourselves, really, to have Ðoković down here, but mostly really pleased for Ðoković because he's built up a lot more confidence now going into Wimbledon, and we always want to see him and all the other players at their very best. A good effort by Monfils. I think the difference was that serving first in this set just gave Ðoković that little edge, particularly in this last game. He picked up his game on return of serve because he just knew 5-4 up, just break the guy's serve here and the match is yours. Whereas Monfils had hardly lost points on his serve at all coming into this final game of the match. But Ðoković just able to tell himself that this is where good returns were needed, and he provided them.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the presentation party onto centre court. Tara McGregor-Woodhams, the head of brand and sponsorship from Avon, accompanied by David Rawlinson, the deputy president of the Lawn Tennis Association, and Roy Stanislav, the Avon International Tournament ambassador.
Wonderful trophy it is too. And with doubts about Andy Murray at Wimbledon, Ðoković now a real contender to win his fourth
Thanks to
Wimbledon
our
title.
ball crew from Moira House and Cavendish School. And to our umpires and line judges, all members of the Association of British Tennis Officials. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for our runner-up from France, the incredible Gaël Monfils.
Matt Chilton's absolutely right, incredible he is. A terrific week. His first grass court final since he was a junior.
Gaël will now receive the magnum of the tournament champagne, the Moet and Chandon champagne, for his champagne moment. I will ask Tara to step forward now to present the
$59,000 for the runner-up.
2017. And Gaël will also receive a cheque for $59,690. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to celebrate our champion. The Aegon International Men's Singles Champion for 2017 is Novak Djokovic.
He's made a lot more friends this week. And he didn't drop a set right the way through the tournament.
Novak will receive the Jeroboam of Moet and Chandon champagne for his champagne moment.
There were plenty of those.
And then Tara McGregor-Woodhams will step forward and present Novak with the Aegon International Trophy. And Novak will receive a cheque for $113,330. Ladies and gentlemen, Novak Djokovic, our champion.
Yes, the money insignificant for a man who on court alone has earned $109 million, but the feeling of being a champion again will be important.
Annabelle Croft will come onto court to conduct the interviews, beginning with Gaël Monfils.
Well, bad luck today, Gaël. You put up a tough fight, but you were up against a very tough opponent in Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, first, I think I would like to say well done, Novak. I mean, we played actually it's the 14th time, and it's 14-0, so well done again. You know, I think it was a great week for me coming up here, you know, on a court that is not my favorite surface, and do a great final against Novak, so I'm very happy. I would like to thank Gavin to give me the opportunity to play the tournament for the wild card. I would like to thank everybody come up, to make this tournament possible. The ground teams, ball boys, umpires, everybody, and especially the crowd. I mean, it's been an amazing week, so thank you very much.
Well, as you say, it's been such a great week for you, but are you looking forward to next week in Wimbledon?
Yeah, definitely. I think I had some confidence. I think we done a good job with my team, so I would like to thank them also. Mickey, Gat, Nico, Marina, and I think it was great. And next week is going to be maybe a new week for me.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of support. We wish you all the best of luck. Gael Monfils.
Thank you.
Yeah, we wish him a lot of luck. Hope he does well. But second round, he plays Kyle Edmonds, so maybe not too much luck. If he beats the qualifier in the first round.
Well, many congratulations, Novak. Your 68th title, your first here in Eastbourne. It's been a good week.
It has been a great week. Congratulations to Gael and his team for a good week. Tough match today. I hope you will go far in Wimbledon because you're in a good form, and I wish you all the best. I'd like to thank, as Gael did, the tournament director for giving me wildcard as well. So it's been a good tournament for wildcards. And of course, groundsman that obviously had a very challenging week. I mean, with the different conditions each day, obviously many rain delays, and the court was always in a very good condition. So big thanks to them. Of course, to all the sponsors, IGON as well as a capital sponsor for supporting this event. And for me, it was the first participation in Eastbourne. I have nothing but positive impressions that I'm taking from this week, and I hope I can see you guys also in the years to come. Yeah. It's always special winning tournaments on grass. This used to be the most common surface we had in sport. 3 out of 4 Grand Slams were played on grass. Now we have only 3-4 weeks in the entire season played on grass. So this is the best possible build-up for me and preparation for what's coming up next week, and hopefully I'll be able to take it from here.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot of support as well. We just want to ask you, because I know just before you stepped on court, it was announced you've added another team member to your team, Mario Ancic, a former player. What can you tell us about him and why you've chosen him?
Well, first of all, he's my very good friend. He was numbers, I think, 6-7 of the world. He played semis of Wimbledon, beating Federer when he was, I think, only a teenager. So I mean, he was very, very talented. He was very misfortunate with injuries and some illnesses that ended his career. But we always stayed in touch, and he's one of the closest friends I ever had on the tour. So he took a different direction in life. He's in the financial business, but I dragged him over back to the sport. So I'm really glad to see him now in London and spend time with him and Agassi as well, and hopefully we can have a good tournament.
I'm sure you will. We wish you all the very best of luck. Novak Ðoković.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's still one more final to come here on Centre Court, the ladies' doubles final. Ashley Barty and Casey Nalakwa from Australia will be playing Letitia Chan of Chinese Taipei and Martina Hingis from Switzerland. That's the lineup for the ladies' doubles this afternoon. We've got a couple of birthdays on Centre Court today. A happy birthday, 21st birthday, to Tom Lawrence, who's a student reading physics at Bath University. Happy birthday, Tom. And to Bethany Lawrence, who's 17 today. Bethany is an A-level student from the Simon Langton Grammar School in Canterbury. Happy birthday to you both.